What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. Today, I just wanted to come on here and talk about one of my favorite books recently. If you guys have joined this stream, you might know this already, but this is The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. Basically, the premise is that the professor can only remember what happens in the last 80 minutes. And after that 80 minutes, it'll reset to whatever his memory was before, like, his accident. And yeah, this is just a little brain dump, and it might not make the most sense, but I hope you guys can find some kind of value from it. So this has really made me wonder about myself. Mainly, if I could only remember the last 80 minutes, what would I be doing with my life? And I really want to find something, or find out what is so important to me that between when I was born and right now, I would want to be constantly doing that. Because this professor is really, he loves math, he loves numbers. Everything he does in his life revolves around numbers. And I think it's really, really inspiring. And when I reflect upon it, I think that there's never been something that I've loved so dearly that even after like this insane accident, I would be able to continue doing, especially with the fact that my memory would be completely wiped after every hour and 20 minutes. So I just wanted to discuss a little bit about my inspirations and motivations, because I thought that organizing those would help me kind of see what kind of work I would want to do in the future. So obviously my biggest and first inspirations are my parents. I think I come from a position of like pretty high privilege, but my parents really didn't. My parents both immigrated from Korea, and my dad was raised by a single mom on a farm, and he had to work so hard to get like full pay scholarships to the schools he went to, and then him and my mom came to America with like $1,000 and were able to build the life that they built for me. I can see that my parents worked so hard to get me these opportunities that I have, and through what I did in high school, I feel like I kind of wasted those opportunities and the chances that they were able to give me through their hard work. And I really feel disappointed that I wasn't like taking advantage of all of these things when I was in high school. Obviously there were things that seemed so much more important and fun to me at the time. But past my parents, at least for my content style, I'm sure that you've seen how inspired it is by jvscholz. But if you're an older fan of the channel, I don't even know if there's any of those around, but Wildcat was my first inspiration to actually start making videos. And then I've always been a big fan of Elliot Choi, Jed Cal, Kelly Wakasa, Tatsuki, if you guys know him. And first thing I wanted to talk about was James, because I've become so compared to James, and I think that's completely reasonable. But I kind of wanted to speak on that because I'm not copying James because I want to become him. The reason that I have so many things that James also has is when I was in high school, I was just someone that wasn't the most talkative or expressive. I didn't even use my microphone when I talked to my friends on Discord for like 3 years. And when I found this guy on the internet that had so many similar interests to me, it made me just really want to try all these things that he had, because if we had so many shared interests already, surely if I tried these other things that he also had, I would also find the same enjoyment in them, right? So this summer, when I was actually able to work and get money for my own spending, I figured I would try out all these things that I've seen James preach. And that's what I did. I got into college, since I've been going to college, I've been really trying to get onto this like digital minimalism thing. but also like trying to put my own touch into it, I suppose. But mainly, James is just one of my biggest inspirations and heroes, and he's someone that saved me from a really bad period in my life. I was really burnt out and uninspired, and I really didn't want to do anything, but he really helped me see what I could do with my life. Like, I'd always watched him in 9th grade when I wanted to study, but I kind of forgot about him after school went back into person, and I rediscovered his the community that he's built, and it really became so important to me. I would see him preach all these things like digital minimalism and staying off your phone and becoming a more focused, productive person, and these were all things that my parents preached to me as well, but it kind of hits differently when you see someone your age saying it compared to your parents, right? So he was the first person who really inspired me to start bettering myself, which I really appreciate, and he'll always remain one of my heroes for that. I'm still one of James's biggest fans, so yeah. I mainly started doing this content on my channel because I noticed that he was uploading less and less, and while this has kind of changed recently, I've seen him post a lot and I've been keeping up with the videos, but I wanted to continue his work and continue spreading the message he has, because when he talked about the younger generation having bad role models to look up to in media, I think that's really true and something that I wanted to change. The thing that I loved about James's channel so much was the feeling of authenticity you would get when you would watch him. And yeah, with my channel, that's really something I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to help people. I'm trying to respond to everyone's comments and DMs and messages, but if I miss you, I'm really not doing that intentionally. Unless you say something malicious, then I might ignore your comment. But yeah, I've just been really trying to continue on what James did for me. I want to be able to rescue others from the cycle that their life falls into. Another figure that really changed my mindset on things was Deft. I don't know if you guys know who Deft is, but he's a pro. I think he still is, but I'm not sure. He's a pro League of Legends player, and I think it was 2022 World Finals for League of Legends was DRX versus T1. If you don't know, T1 is one of the best, or the best League of Legends team. They have 4 titles now, world champs. They were fighting this underdog team named DRX, who had fought so hard to even get to the finals, right? But there was this undergoing storyline with Deft and Faker. Faker is known as one of the greatest players of all time, but Deft is another player that's been competing against Faker since they both joined. I think they joined Pro League in the same year, and they went to neighboring high schools, or even I think the same high school actually. And Faker had won 2 titles, I think, but Deft had never won one. And when I saw this game be played out, and I saw, this is a spoiler, but I'm sure everyone here who cares has already seen the outcome. DRX Deft did win the World Finals against Faker. It was his first, and I think it'll probably be his last title, but there's this quote that really stuck with me from that game. I think in an interview, they asked him what helped him push through, and he said, "What matters most is the unbreakable spirit." And this is really something I've been trying to live by, and it's kind of the mantra that keeps me going. Even when I was originally trying to break out of this cycle of doom scrolling and brain rotting and stuff, I would constantly have setbacks. I wouldn't be able to push through with what I wanted to commit myself with. And it seems really funny now that I say it, but I would always just think about 2022 Worlds and how they pushed through. They had the unbreakable spirit. And I guess another place that I saw it was the Korean national soccer team actually used the same quote. It was on their poster when they when they played for the World Cup. Those are just two of things that have really been kept me going. The thought of like my unbreakable spirit is really important to me. I think that becoming someone who can keep going onwards despite what happens is really important and is a strong message that I want to convey as well. So yeah, I'm still trying to find what exactly I really love and want to continue on doing, but I do know that YouTube and content creation and helping others is something really important to me. I also don't think that it's something super sustainable. Obviously, nobody can be a YouTuber forever, and I just hope to leave a good impact during my time that I have gifted from you guys watching my videos. I hope I can help you guys find your motivation and drive too, but I think that's really a journey that everyone has to go on their own. Yeah, I think that's about what I have to say. If you haven't checked out the book, I totally would. Here it is one more time. Housekeeper and the Professor by Yoko Ogawa. If you want to talk about it, you can join the Discord. I didn't want to spoil anything, so that's why I only talked about the basic premise and more of what I felt reflecting, and more of just talked about what I reflected on after reading the book. But yeah, I think I'll be starting like a little book club. So yeah, if you want to join the Discord, join it. There'll probably be a book club channel set up, and we can talk about books and stuff. But I hope this video kind of cleared up some things about my inspiration from James and drive, motivation, stuff like that in general. Hope you enjoyed.